Evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, Kyle. We can hear you.
Okay. Mr. Nigel, can you give me a thumbs up when we ready to start?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. I think people who just joined in, yeah, because we are already recording, they'll see the recording as well. So I think it's best to just start since it's 7 already.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, Melsoft has a special guest. He goes by the name of Ernest Begi Shongwe, as you can see on your screens. Just quick rules. If you join, just share your LinkedIn on the chat. And yes, so Ernest is a software engineer, DevOps specialist. He's a backend engineer. He also does mobile development, AI engineering, and the list just goes on and on. I was reading his website and like he has a whole job description under his bio. So very special guest here that we have for you two guys today. Like I said, when you join, just share your LinkedIn on the chat and I'll let Mr. Ernest introduce himself because truly do not do you justice, sir.
Um, I'll introduce myself as a humble individual. I'm just an African child hailing from MP, originally coming from Carolina all the way to Amarillo when we moved on when we were about teenagers. And then I think my first calling was in agriculture because that's where my father was. But I've always been a tech savvy individual. So eventually I then decided to chase my dream. And I think one of the most pivotal moments was when COVID hit. Then I was like, no, let me just make a career switch, which was a gamble. I wouldn't advise anyone else to do it, but the benefits are always there. Yeah, so when I switched in 2022, it's been a journey, I'd say quite a journey. Yeah.
Nice. I hear you here to tell us about how to land your first job or how you got your first jobs.
It's like I'm hearing this question or this I'd say a question like I've heard it so many times, but in different variants, but I've never quite heard it in this manner. But what I can say is, one of the things that one of my mentors used to say to me was, the first thing that you want to define is your why. I think it's one of the things that will really determine how far your career goes into this. So I think it's more of an open-ended question. So it would depend on how you, I'd say the parameters that you would want to define. But I would say pretty much if that's okay. There's feedback.
That's could everyone just make sure that their mics are muted when entering? Okay, I think you can go on.
Okay. Just as I was saying, Kai, it's that there's never really a straightforward answer. But I would say that it depends on the character that you have and the principles that you really have that will really guide you in the right direction. Because as much as you will meet other people that will tell you that this is how you do it, this is how you do it, I think the underlying and I'd say the common denominator is that it is your character that will determine where you are going. By character, I'm also speaking about the principles that you already have as a person, as an individual, from a personal level.
Nice. And I feel like the job topic is a very sensitive one in South Africa, especially where some of our Melsoft students are based. And that's because of the high unemployment that we have in this country, from the youth all the way to like everyone, the adults of the country. I hope your speech today has very good insights that we can all apply to our daily lives.
Trust me, I'm just here to share an experience that I've seen in both sides of my career endeavors. So, yeah, I hope I will be in a position to. But like I said, at the end of the day, it is the character that determines how far and how quickly you break into it.
Okay, Mr. Shongwe, I would like to give you the floor to share your story. Then we'll go for like a quick Q&A after you've shared your journey.
Yeah,
The
okay.
floor is yours.
Okay. As I stated, Kaya, my first let me put it this way. Let me start from the beginning because, like, I want I want to really answer your question thoroughly. Starting from the perspective that when you are growing up, after finishing matric, it is a very pivotal and important moment where you decide the rest of your life and how it will look like. So when I completed my matric, to be honest, coming from as a straight A student, I'd say not really straight A student, but the straight A students that really play at the end of the day, but they get over the bridge. I was those kind of students. Thanks to my mother and my father, they were those kind of parents. So when I completed my matric, I didn't know what I really wanted to do. But my first choice was to simply go into the medical field. And after a while, I don't know what happened, I decided otherwise. And then I switched to agriculture because that's what my dad did, to which it wasn't really my first calling. So in 2020, when COVID struck, there were a lot